Hello internet, it is Tuesday and that means we are on Forza. This is first time I played since update 12, which was released yesterday, so I'm playing on Tuesday. The update came out yesterday, and yep, just gonna have a quick look through what's included in the update, and then we'll jump into an online race and do an online race. Essentially, one of the biggest things that has come out is the challenge hub. So essentially it's putting everything all in one place, so it's easy to find all your rewards and stuff, and that is basically just shows all your progression towards the cars that you can unlock. And then if I jump into the what's new, there is a few things that are different. One of the big things that I'm interested in seeing is the AI update to the penalty system. It is a mid-engine update, so there is the new McLaren Artura, and then a Lambo as well in this update. The Artura is a completely new car to the game, so it's never been in before. And then the Jordan Luca thing I'm not overly bothered about. So yeah, let's jump in and see what's on. As always, I like to jump into spec events. GT3 races start tomorrow. We got GT2 and GT4, so let's. Ooh, should we go GT2 or should we go GT4? Let's go GT4. There's definitely some updates with the private lobbies as well. You can have spectator mode now, and you can also have variable weather throughout the race. So you can set weather for the start of the race and the end of the race, and you can do a lot more changes and how likely it is to be torrential rain as opposed to just light rain and things like that. So that's all been updated as well. Okay, so we are at Sebring. There are, as you can see, no other players, which is both good and bad. It guarantees a win, and also gives an opportunity just to do a chat about Forza in general, which I've been meaning to do for a little while. And then obviously the bad is that there is no racing because there are no cars, and this is a problem with Forza. Yeah, as I mentioned, this seems to be a recurring problem. The lobbies are just not full. It's very rare that you can find a full lobby nowadays, and I don't know if that's a Forza problem, but I see people on Gran Turismo all the time. They don't seem to be having issues filling their lobbies, filling their servers, so I'm not sure if Forza are just offering too much. There's too much choice on the online lobbies, and as such, the players, I mean, the player base isn't great already, but the player base that they have got is spread so thin. And maybe I'll try some of the other lobbies, maybe it's just the GT4 lobbies. As you saw, I had the GT4 and the GT2 lobby available to me in the spec events. It may be that people don't play the spec events, and I need to find out what lobbies are busy. Because the lobbies that I am going into just of late are not busy at all. It sometimes takes me a good couple of times to actually find a decent lobby with a few people in it. Which is disappointing. And it may be that I transition more to Assetto Corsa Competizione, which I'm not sure if you've noticed that I've been playing a little bit more of. There's not as much footage on my YouTube channel at the minute of ACC. While I've been getting to grips with it, I've been doing a few different leagues that I've been getting involved with. So there's a Moser challenge going on. That's 4 weeks, and they just take the best results over the 4 weeks. And so that is predominantly what you may have seen on my channel. But there's definitely a couple of others upcoming. There's a rookie cup that's running. And so it may be that I spend more of my time online racing on ACC. The lobbies on ACC always seem to be relatively full. I like going in the ones that have got the 23, 24, 25 players in, with a max of 25. And I can't remember on Forza the last time I saw a full lobby. So that is worrying. I'll have a look at the stats as well and see if I can put some stats on screen of the actual player base as it stands at the moment. I think Forza are trying to do more, but it's just either not bringing the people in, or do you know what? I just no idea. But yeah, it's a bit worrying for people playing online Forza. It also does mean, because there's no one else here, I'm not going to get to see what the new AI penalty system is like. There's going to be nobody to crash into me, or vice versa. But that was probably the bit that I was looking forward to seeing the most. The challenge hub. I had a quick look over the challenge hub, but for me at least, all it's doing is tracking challenges that I've got in my single player. So it's the different cups, and once I complete the cups, it's the cars that I'll have available to me as a reward for completing those cups. So that may take a little bit of time just to fill out with all the different challenges, and maybe there'll be new challenges that come onto it. I'm not sure, but at the moment, I mean, it's not really helping me out, so to speak. But we'll see. That may improve over time. There's just not enough in there to justify my time being spent in that tab, especially when I don't play single player, or at least I haven't played single player for a good long while. So yeah. What else was new? The new cars. Obviously I got one of the Jordan cars. It was the muscle car, which everyone will get as soon as they log in after they've done the update. So that becomes available. And then there's the other two, the Lamborghini and the McLaren, which I think I'll check out at some point if they come up. But as you've noticed, most of my content is around the GT2, GT3 spec events, which is where I find most of my interest, and that's what leads me to ACC with the GT3 cars. When I did the practice on here, I did manage a 211, So a little bit off, but this lap's looking in and around that ballpark. Can probably do a one stop, so I can do the 7 laps and then come in for another set of wets. Oops, wrong gear there. I did read that the weather has been updated on the private multiplayer servers, but it would be nice to see dynamic weather on some of these multiplayer lobbies, so it just mixes it up a little bit, mixes people's strategies up. I think my strategy is always the same: put enough fuel in for the entire race, and then more often than not it's a one stop, whether that's medium hard, wet. The strategy never changes, to be honest, so it kind of takes it away. All it does is just mean that you have to come in for a pit stop. I was actually really looking forward to racing Sebring as well. It's one of the courses I like, and I have not actually managed to get onto it on the online play yet, but I really like it from the single player game. Bad sector there. I really like the Ginetta as well. It's on paper it's not the best car on the GT4, and normally when I get a car to level 50 it's time to swap it out, but to be honest, A, I missed that it was at level 50 already, and B, just forgot to have a look at the cars available, so I don't think it's added any more cars to the GT4 spec, so it is just the Expo, the TT and the Ginetta, so the car that I'm in now. It would be nice to see a couple more cars, but it is what it is. It's going to be hard not to hit my standard video goals this time. Top 10 and no penalties. I mean, I could still get penalties, but quite frustrating if I did. Oh gosh, what is going on? Absolute awful set of corners there. In the wrong gear, wasn't turning. So yeah, overall, slightly disappointed with the update, and just in Forza in general. Feels like a while since I've been on, but it's definitely not improved. Did have no feedback on my previous question, so still curious to know what people think, whether it's worth putting a face cam on or my editing. So one of the videos I edited it with cinematic replay cut in, so I lined them both up. I lined the race up with the cinematic replay and then cut between the two. So if you do see that video, or if you think it's worthwhile, then give me a shout and I can do that. I just don't know if people get frustrated because they want to see the actual racing, or they want to see different views. If you want to go inside the car, outside the car. on ACC, it's all in the car, so I did think about changing that for Forza, but a part of me wants to keep Forza what Forza is. So for me, Forza is it's an arcade game. It's not a simulation. It does. I don't think it tries to be a simulator. It's not a driving simulator. It's more of an arcade game in terms of the simulation feel. It's not really realistic, and I don't want to change or try and change Forza into what I'm doing on ACC. I do want to keep them distinctly separate. It is part of the journey, and that's what the channel's all about. And Forza was always the start place, and will always be special because it was the start of my channel and my journey into sim racing. And that's why I still play Forza on the controller. So it's what has gone off? My monitor's gone off. My monitor's back on. Ow! Monitor turned off, so I had to pause. So it's a good job that I'm on my own. Didn't lose any places. But yeah, as I was saying, Forza is the beginning, and the end goal is probably. I don't know what the end goal is. The end goal is probably iRacing, ACC, but the journey is all about upgrading the equipment now. Oh dear me, getting all out of shape. I did pick up the Logitech G923 steering wheel and pedals, and I'm really enjoying using them, but I do use them for ACC exclusively. I did have a quick go with Forza, but it wasn't fun. It's too different from ACC, and as I say, I want to keep them separate, and jumping between them with a completely different feeling with the steering wheel it's too difficult for me. Whereas I can just jump into Forza with the controller, and I can keep the steering wheel with the ACC, and I'm really enjoying doing that. I will do a review video on the steering wheel and of the seat that I've got as well. So I picked up a pretty cheap seat, to be honest, from just from Amazon. Because my desk chair has wheels, and if you've tried pushing a brake pedal down on a chair with wheels, the two don't go in hand in hand. So I did pick up a cheap racing seat, and that has allowed me to build my consistency and my positioning while I'm driving. So I'll probably do a video on my seat as well, just because I want to highlight how cheap it is, or not cheap. Cheap's not the right word, because it's by no means what I would call cheap, but it's definitely the lower budget of entry into sim racing. Definitely could do it cheaper, just with a normal chair and like a little steering wheel stand, but as what I see sim racing with a seat and a steering wheel, this is probably the cheapest that you can do it. So I will give you an overview video of that, my setup, and what I've used with the seat and the steering wheel. And then I've got just a TV. So not a gaming monitor or anything, it's just a Samsung TV that I just have on a stand, a floor stand, just in front of the seat, and that is my setup. But I'll do a video on my setup, and everyone can see my setup, and I'll tell everyone exactly how much I spent on the equipment, and what you can expect to spend if you were looking to get into sim racing. But for a budget option, let's just put it that way. It's lap 8 already, so I will come into the pits after this one, because I definitely can't go the whole race. On this set of tyres. It looks like they are due to drop off any time now. If you do have any questions regarding Forza or ACC or my setup or racing in general, just give me a shout, drop in the comments, and I can get the answers for you. I know a few people in the business, so I can get you a pretty decent answer. And I'm always happy to help with what equipment you need. You know, if you're just getting started, or if you want to come race with me, by all means drop me a message, drop a comment, and we can set up like a private server where I can get some of the viewers racing and we can all race together. It could always be an option as well. So yeah, drop a comment if something like that would be worthwhile. It could be fun. As always, if you do like the videos, drop a like and a subscribe. It does help me. I'm doing a bit of a push because I would like to get up to a decent amount of subscribers. It's not like the forefront of my desires, so I'm not like down everyone's throats to like and subscribe and whatnot. The comments are helpful for me to tailor the content to what you guys want. So that's what I'm more interested about, is making content that's both interesting and fun, and if it needs to be informative, then it can be informative. It depends what the viewers come for. If they come for just a bit like what I do, is when I'm watching other people, I will just pretty much just chill out and relax and have it on in the background. I'm not exactly studying everyone's driving. It's more of a just having something on in the background, usually on the TV, to be honest. But if people come for that, then obviously that's cool. But if people want something specific, then by all means just drop me a comment, and I can tailor the content to what everyone wants. Right, I'm going to stay quiet for this lap and give it a push lap. Definitely got a little bit better towards the back end. There's a few dicey moments there with not very good driving. I think towards the end of the race we'll have one more push for a flying lap. The tyres should still be good. And I'll have minimum fuel, so be the lightest at the end. So maybe the last lap will be the last push lap, and see what we can do. But let me know your thoughts on Forza and update 12. Be interesting to know what other people think, and if the player base issue is a serious issue, if it is something to worry about, or if it's just me being in Europe, maybe the time of day that I play, or just what events I'm choosing. Maybe the GT spec events are really popular at night time, not the daytime, or maybe they're just not popular at all. Two hundredths of a second down. Awful last corner. Finger dropped off the joystick there to stop me turning. In terms of the Xbox controller, I do use the Xbox Elite controller, so I've got the flappy paddles on the back, which help a lot for shifting. I remember watching Ratic drive around these, around Sebring. It would be interesting to jump in a lobby with those guys, see where we are. I do need to take off the braking lines. I don't have them on ACC. But the difference between ACC and Forza is that I get quite a lot of time to practice the course. So I jump on the course on my own in a practice session, and I will drive the course. Mainly because I know what courses are going to be on and when. So my scheduled race throughout the week, I know exactly what course I'm driving ahead of time. So I can jump on that course and I can put some practice in. and I will start the practice without any braking lines on. I don't like to watch a track guide beforehand, so what I'll do is I will just go slow and learn the track, learn where the corners are, and then I will start to pick up speed slowly. I'll probably do that for about 8 to 10 laps, slowly increasing the speed and getting to know the track, learning where the braking points are. And then I will jump into a 25-minute AI race. And I have the AI set to super aggressive, and then I'm slowly, as time goes on and I get used to the game in general, I'm increasing the difficulty of the AI. But the AI are not really that challenging, to be honest, on ACC. But it does mean that by the time the race comes around, I'm pretty confident with the track. I'm still by no means the fastest, not by a long shot. But I'm not the slowest. And for me, it's all about progression and fun. So as long as I'm having fun and as long as I'm making progress, I'm pretty happy. Whereas there's quite a few tracks on Forza, and I don't know what track it's going to be ahead of time, so I can practice one track and then come online and it's a completely different track on the events list. So definitely can't prepare, which is why I have the braking lines on. And as you can see, it doesn't always help. 4 tenths down. I was going to have this one as a flying lap, but it started badly and just didn't get any better. So taking that a little bit tight over the sausage curb, which is never a good place to be. But yeah, it would be really cool to jump into a lobby with Erratic GT. I know he does do it a couple of times, but with him being in America, I'm not sure if our schedules line up, so the time zone can be a bit of a killer. I do really enjoy Forza. It's a fun game to play. It's very forgiving, so even if you do make a total hash of one or two of the corners, I mean, you still can bring it back in a little bit. It's just disappointing that the numbers are so low. But maybe it's temporary. We'll see. But that'll be a P1. Check me out. The whole race, no penalties and P1.
Good work out there. We finished P1.
Yeah, we did. So yeah, sorry about the whinge and the moan and the constant bashing of Forza, but it is a genuine concern that the player base isn't there to support the online play. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We can have a chat about it if you disagree, or if you find that you are getting better lobby numbers than I am. Maybe it's the time of day that people are on or whatnot. But yeah, do let me know. And as always, if you did enjoy the video, then drop a like and a subscribe. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you next one. Thanks guys. Bye bye.